It's about to be a hell of a show. All right.
We are live.
Welcome, guys. It's Titan Lifestyle with Big Dru.
What's up, guys and girls? Titan Lifestyles. Me and John every Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Great topics, great events. Olympia's coming up.
Woo!
More events coming up.
Woo!
It's going to be a great couple months.
Oh yeah.
This is like the next couple months is like our prime time.
Prime time.
Summer and fall is like prime time. We're really busy.
End of the year is coming.
Yeah.
Christmas is coming. Thanksgiving's coming.
Finishing strong. The year was crazy. The pandemic was crazy, but now everybody's like,
hopefully.
it's almost like we're getting used to it now.
I know.
When it first happened, it was kind of like, oh, COVID, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to do this. Now people are like, oh yeah, you either mask, you don't. You either like the vaccine, you don't. It's kind of like
It's
one or
crazy.
you're either on one side of the fence or the other.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Kim? Fat Ass Haynes in the house. She put it up there, so I had a shout out for it. What up, Ben? How you doing, man? Fuel for Gain, Snake Bite, The Donut Killer, Rivio 2007. What's going on? Thank you guys for all joining in and tuning in. So like Dru was saying, we got a hell of a couple months coming up. Obviously, next weekend is going to be a big weekend for us. Olympia.
Yeah.
Got a huge presence there. Huge booth. Lambo's going to be in its own booth.
Roped off and ready to go.
Roped off, ready to go. Stage presence. Tons of giveaways. So it's going to be a hell of a day, man. Hell of a weekend for us. Friday and Saturday, especially the expo, obviously. We're going to be down there Thursday for setup. And then going all crazy, I guess, Thursday night. Maybe train and show you guys all kinds of behind the scenes of what's going on Olympia weekend.
Yeah.
Tight lifestyle-wise. But
Bigger and better than last year. Got instant information. Plenty of booths. It's going to be huge. Last year was, trial and error with the whole pandemic thing, the COVID thing.
Yeah.
This year, everything is back to normal. Pretty much normal.
Yeah.
A lot of booths, a lot of people. The expo is going to be live like how it was. Last year was kind of a disappointment, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit to me. I mean, the Titan booth was live. Our booth's always good.
Oh, yeah.
But as a whole, it was like only one strip of things to look at.
It was different.
Kind of slow. It wasn't really, it was kind of like forced.
Yeah.
But this year is going to be great. It's going to be huge.
Thank you, Kim. I really appreciate you buying the badge. What does it say? I can't see because of the phone. It's just bought badges.
Ben.
Don't forget to thank you so much, Kim. I really appreciate all your support. Like I said, I got you. So I got some, I've got the leggings set for you, so I'm going to let you pick, and they're brand new. So I made this material even better than they already were. So that's pretty hard to do. But I think you're really going to like this. Also, I haven't even opened the boxes yet, but I'm pretty sure I got the shorts and stuff in. So, Kim, you're going to get the leggings set with the sports bra and a pair of shorts to go along with it just for the support. So I appreciate it every week and week in and week out that you guys support us. Thank you so much. Camille Live said, what should I take for cutting fat and keeping muscle? All right. So it's a pretty good question, but it's a pretty open question, a pretty vague question, because there's a couple other factors that we need to factor in on this. So we're going to know your age, everything like that. So if you're over 30, have you had your hormones checked and stuff like that? If everything's good there, then we have some great therapies for that, like ECA Stack Plus. We've got our AOD 9604. That's a really, really good one. You got your Titan Complete and stuff like that that'll go right along with it. But probably AOD 9604, ECA Stack Plus are probably going to be your go-to.
And also, too, if you guys, I'm a huge fan of IM, injecting intramuscular or sub-Q. Injections for me is always the way to go.
Yeah.
But there are people out there that don't like needles. Mm-hmm. I've tried to coach people into going into the needle way, but if for some reason you guys won't take an injection, great fat loss is ECA with oral AOD. AOD comes in oral as well, and ECA is oral as well. So that way you're just taking one capsule of each every day. Simple. You don't have to worry about injections.
Very simple, very easy. Now,
it's good oral fat burning stack. From Titan.
It's a good one, and you're saying because what you're asking for is really to do two different things: cutting fat and keeping muscle. So you can do this with ECA Stack Plus, and you can have your calories in there that what you're doing right now, and really not have to cut them too bad. As long as you're lifting good, and you're eating clean, this should definitely do that effect. And then another thing is when we start talking about this, the more muscle you have, the more fat that you burn. So you really want to start lifting. A lot of people think, all right, I'm going to cut. So all I'm going to do is just do cardio. I'm really not going to lift any weights. That's what girls think right away. And at that point, you're going to lose some weight, but, are you going to be flabby at the same point? You want to make sure that you have that muscle tone in there too as well, and that you're at least lifting. You don't have to lift crazy heavy, but you definitely want to get the weightlifting in there for sure, especially. Camille Life, where do you pin? So if it's AOD 9604, we're talking about like maybe a subcutaneous injection. It's 45-degree angle. You can do it in the stomach area or any other area where we have subcutaneous fat. And this will work the exact same way, right? So that's one way you can do it, all right? Kim put, I'm in menopause.
She says she's in her menopause. Her hormones are crazy. She's excited to get started.
All right.
We're excited to get you started.
We're excited to get you started. And Kim, I'm going to definitely set you up and hook you up, make sure you're taken care of too as well. So I mean, with this, when you're hitting a certain age, or not even that, you might have a hormone imbalance. This is where blood testing is essential to do, and really seeing what's going on in there. Another example I gave was today, right? Somebody called me up. They said, listen, John, did you get my blood results in? Somebody I knew. I said, sure. I looked at him. I was like, dude, what's going on? Kidney functions are real low. One of the liver functions are really high. Prolactin's low, which is really weird. Estradiol was really high, right? Testosterone was really high. Now, this guy's getting ready for a competition and stuff like that. And
Prolactin low and estrogen high?
Yeah, I really don't look at too many contest prep regimens, because this is just outside the boundaries of what we're doing here medically. Yeah. But, kind of the things we was doing, it wasn't crazy, because I've seen some of the crazy like contest prep regimens, and some people do give to athletes. And it wasn't like nuts. I just don't know what was going on. And the other thing is when you start playing around with getting from outside sources that are non-prescribed, you really don't know what you're getting. You
have conversations almost on a daily basis in the gym with people asking about Titan, this and that. People want to come up with, Drew, this is what I did in the past. This is what I.
Yeah. So
you got to know what you're putting in your body, guys.
Absolutely. So this is a big one. Fresh Jeeve 23 started HRT with you guys about 2 weeks in. How soon should I start feeling some changes? So if you're doing injectable,
I'd probably say about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I would say 2-3 weeks. We usually say, hey, listen, your first month you should start getting a lot of symptom relief right away, right? And then if you're, it just depends what you're trying to go for too, right? If you're trying to put on lean quality mass and stuff like that. Like testosterone is going to do a lot of different things for you. It should help with clarity of the mind. It should give you some more natural energy. You should definitely feel better about yourself, like self-confidence, self-wellness. And at that point, you should have some good libido effect out of it too as well. With this, that's going to happen within the first month. Now, if you're trying to put on a whole bunch of lean quality mass and you want to lose weight and stuff like that, it's not going to be like an instant thing. People think when I go on testosterone, I'm going to gain all this muscle and I'm going to lose a whole bunch of weight by doing this. That's not true, right? You could take testosterone, you could take high levels of testosterone, not even a medical dose, and that doesn't mean you're going to put on muscle. It really is a lot of hard work behind it. There's a lot of training that goes involved with this, recovery that goes involved with this, sleeping, eating. So that's all a process to do. I had another person in here the other day, and they're on oral troche testosterone. Now, I'm always honest and straightforward with all the patients. There's a lot of patients out there that have phobia of needles. 7 out of 10 patients that come to us have never done an injection. And usually they have no problem doing it. But there are people out there that are more scared and timid of doing an injection, which is totally understandable, right? But with this, I always tell them, I said, listen, the oral version is going to get you only so far. You're going to get a good absorption. You might get some symptom relief and stuff like that. The numbers are going to go up, but you might not feel a big difference, okay? That's where injectable really does come into play, because oral and creams you have to put on daily, which is, it's kind of a pain in the butt. But with the injectable, you really don't have to do that.
And also, too, depending on how the person absorbs it, everyone's skin is different. In bodybuilding, people have the term thick skin, where they have sub-Q water in their skin. If you have a lot of sub-Q water and you're taking something that's topical, I'm assuming that water is going to dilute the absorption process and slow it down a little bit. As opposed to someone who's really, really lean with no sub-Q water, they may take it a little bit better. But then again, everyone's skin is different, and injection is an injection. Once it's in there, it's the same with everybody.
Absolutely.
So that's another thing to think too. And also, some of those creams too can make certain people break out.
Yeah.
Depending on where you put it, it's it's a different type of cream. It's hormone based, putting it onto your skin, so that can make you break out as well too. Sometimes.
And then for guys, it's going to be different because of absorption rate. Even females, you might have little hairs down there or thicker hairs, and you want to make sure that you're hitting areas that don't have hair there. It's kind of tough, especially for guys. All right, so lose weight, energy, where do I find that ECA Stack Plus? So all you have to do, listen, you're a patient already. Call or text 727-389-3220. The staff will make sure they take care of you and hook you up. Now, listen, on the ECA Stack Plus, I tell everybody, listen, because some people are like, oh, I don't do well with caffeine or stimulants and stuff like that. Well, we have custom doses, so we understand that some people have more sensitivities to stimulants. So we want to make sure that we take that in consideration. That's why we make the other doses, so that somebody is really good with stimulants, so you can take a lot of stimulants, we have a dose for them. Somebody that's really sensitive to stimulants and really don't like stimulants and don't want to be jittery, they don't want to, feel like they're a ping pong ball going back and forth, nauseous or anything like that, or anxious, we have a dose for you too as well. So just call our text line 727-389-3220. If you guys are not patients and you want to take advantage of the ECA Stack Plus, all you have to do is fill out the new patient paperwork. Right? You're going to get that into us. We're going to set you up with a medical consultation with a medical provider. You don't have to be here in the state of Florida. We're going to set it up via telemedicine. If not, you can do it through Skype or FaceTime, and we can take care of you. That's pretty much for all the therapies, too. So you can bang out one consultation and order a number of different therapies from that, right?
Yeah, it's like Apple. Once you're in, you're in.
You're in.
Yeah, once you're all signed up and ready to go, the ordering process is really easy. You just call and add on anything to your order.
Absolutely.
For existing patients.
Absolutely. The only difference is when you're going to go on hormone replacement therapy or IGF-1 therapy, we do need blood testing for that, and you're going to do that every 6 months. And you're going to have medical consultations every 6 months just to make sure we're monitoring you properly and everything's going correct.
And I always recommend people get their blood test, even if they're getting something that doesn't require a blood test, just to see where you're at.
Yep.
And then say if you want Hercules or ECA, something that doesn't require a blood test.
Yep.
Get your blood test done first, but you can get your Hercules, your ECA, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Later on down the line, we have you on record.
Yeah.
We have your blood test. We have your numbers.
Absolutely.
So then if it's been within a few months or so,
Yeah.
then you could just add whatever you want to your order. You don't have to keep going and going. So
Yeah.
it's always good to, if you absolutely can't because of financial reasons or whatever, that's fine. But always get your blood test done. Even if you just want ECA. Even if the only reason you're calling Titan is to get Hercules.
Yep.
Always get your blood work done.
Yep.
Always.
I agree with Drew. And listen, this is a financial issue, right? You
Yeah.
can start out, get your consultation in with the ECAs, right? And then build up some money. But like I have to agree with Drew. If you're really worried about your health or really what's going on, you should definitely get a blood test to see what's going on in there. Just so if there is something going wrong, and maybe you can catch it at the beginning stages of these things, you can make a change and not run your body into the ground. That was a conversation I was having with the guy today. I was like, listen, man, I said, you're a father of, 3 kids now, all right? You got a good job. His goal right now is not, I want to get a pro card. So I'm like, is the pro card really going to be worth you driving your body into the ground? Because your kidney functions are on the low end already. Yeah. You don't want to go into dialysis. You don't want to do that, wait for a damn transplant that you might not get, and at that point living a horrible quality of life because you're going after a pro card.
Yeah, I see a lot of bodybuilders chasing that pro card for 10, 20, sometimes even 30 years.
Right.
And they're literally burning themselves out.
The amount of abuse.
And the thing is like almost like they're mentally abused too, because when you talk, I'm not talking about the person you're talking about. I'm not even sure who it is. But you deal with people that's been messing with their hormones for 20, 30 years, and then their heads are kind of off. So it's not really good to always chase. If you want the pro card, that's great. But a lot of times people want a pro card just so if someone asks them, "Are you a pro?"
Right.
Yes, I'm a pro. That's the only reason. Like if you want it for yourself, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you think all of a sudden you're going to get a pro card, you're going to make money, you're going to have sponsors, you're going to be full-time bodybuilder, it's not like that.
That's how they think too. It's not that golden era.
Just because you're a professional athlete doesn't mean you're getting paid and sponsors.
Yeah.
There's plenty of IFBB pros out there that no one knows who they are. They have 0 sponsors. They have 0 social media.
Yep.
And they're putting just as much time and effort as all these other people
are.
So
and they're working a regular job to try to pay the bills, check to check.
Exactly.
That's what it is, guys. That's the honest to God truth about what it is. There's only so many people that hit that percentage and go to the top, right?
And especially now in today's bodybuilding world, a lot of these pros look like regular guys.
That's true.
Don't get me wrong. A lot of them look 20 times better than me.
Of course.
Even the regular ones sometimes look better than me. So it's not like I look better than these guys. I'm even claiming that. No. But some of these guys, I'm like, they're coming up to me, they say, "Oh man, you're huge. I admire your physique. Can I get a picture?"
Yeah.
And then I take a picture, we get their Instagrams. Next thing you know, I'm looking at their Instagram and he's a pro. And he's competed at the Arnold and he's done this in Europe. I'm like, whoa.
Damn.
Yeah. I compete with the mirror only.
When we get into this and talk about this, we have to get into the therapy of the week here soon. But this is a very serious conversation. It's like when you're trying to compete in the fitness industry, or when we start, let's say we're in the fitness industry, our whole thing is that what we're trying to do and preach is health. So if you're going to run your body into the ground, is that really healthy? And that's what you're trying to put that out there. I'm the healthiest guy out there, but you're really not. It's crazy.
Just because you're the shredded guy doesn't mean you're the healthiest guy.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys. I've seen guys that look like Ferraris and Rolls Royces on the outside, and inside it does not look good, and they're in a limited amount of time. Yeah, and that's not how you want to be, right? Especially if you have a family and all this, it's just not worth it to do. So, if you have to give up something,
Kim, very important.
Very important for sure.
I got you, Ben. Ben said, "Say a prayer for him." Shout out to Ben Greer, my boy Ben. I got you.
We got you. All right, so let's get into the therapy of the week, right? Therapy of the week actually covers 2 different therapies now. The therapy of the week is supposed to cover like hair, skin, and nails. So we have 2 different therapies that can help out with both of these things. One is our injectable biotin. So injectable biotin is definitely going to be the best out there. A lot of girls, guys out there know what biotin is. They take it maybe in an oral supplementation or such, right? Or have heard about it. Now, biotin is a B vitamin, right? It's B7 in the B complex. Now, with this, it can do a lot of different things. Obviously, it's going to help hair, skin, and nails. It can also help as far as transferring energy from carbs and protein that you get in your body. So there's more mechanisms to biotin than just helping to develop hair, skin, and nails and getting better. And there's a reason why it does this, is because of the mechanism. The other thing in that is the oral therapy of the hair health capsules. Now, the hair health capsules don't just cover hair, there's skin and nails too as well. So you have an injectable version that just has biotin in it. And then you have your hair health capsules, which has biotin, saw palmetto, neti, grapeseed oil. So these things are all great. One, you got some DHT blockers in there. So it's good for guys that are on testosterone replacement therapy, because you don't want your DHT to go too high, right? Because DHT going too high can cause baldness. It can cause thinning of the hair too as well, especially if you're predisposed to male pattern baldness. It works on both males and females that way, right? If you have it and you're a female, right? If your dad had baldness and you start messing with androgens or stuff like that, or start getting really high levels of DHT in your body, this can start causing you to thin out. Another one out there that a lot of females want to talk about, and it's not supposed to have not that many side effects, is like oxandrolone. So I hear a lot of people that talk about Anavar. Yeah. That's a DHT derivative specifically. So we got to watch out for these different things. Because I do know females that have started losing hair, and they say, "Well, I was just taking this Anavar my coach told me to take." And 50 milligrams a day or something like that, where it's way too high as far as medical. Yeah. And at that point, it could cause some of these negative side effects in your body.
Another thing, too, is male and females, if you guys are taking hormones, whether it's through Titan or on your own or whatever, a lot of times you don't see the problem when you're taking it. You see it once you stop it. So people will take hormones, whether it's tablet, injectable, they'll take it and they won't come off of it. They'll stay on it for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. 2 years straight with no breaks. I know plenty of people that do that. Plenty of people do that. And what happens is they're like, "Oh yeah, it's not affecting me. It's not affecting me. My blood work's not affecting me. It's not affecting me. It's not affecting me." Yeah. As soon as they stop, about 8 to 10 weeks after they stop, that's when their body goes to trash. Their mind goes to trash, and that's when they have all this stuff happening. So just because you've been continuing to take these hormones and nothing is happening yet, once you stop them, your body's going to go crazy. Absolutely. And that doesn't mean don't stop them. Yeah. That doesn't mean just keep on. Drew said if I stop, I'm going to spend 3 years straight. No. So you have to plan accordingly and don't take too much and have it regulated. That's why it's best to just come to Titan. Call the number, get everything regulated. You don't have to worry about that. But when you stop, that's when problems happen. Yeah. You don't want to go cold turkey off anything per se. There's a lot of different things where you can do. That's what it is. HRT is a lifelong thing, I guess.
Lifestyle.
HRT is a lifestyle that you put on there, though? Is that what it was? HRT is a life, though, right? So
lifelong, maybe he's thinking.
I think a lifelong thing is what you're asking, right? So let's get to that, because that's a good question. So I get this question a lot, especially with patients that don't know about testosterone, have low testosterone, or girls call them up and say, "Listen, we're going to get you scheduled," and they start to ask them about it, or they ask the provider. And the provider's like, "Listen, for replacement, we're going to put in testosterone." And then the next question is, do I have to be on this forever, right? And the answer to it, tentatively, is no. You don't have to be on it forever. But the caveat to that is that if you do stop, your levels are going to decrease. They're going to go back to where they were or a little bit lower. And we know they're going to keep going down no matter what, right? You're going to lose 1% every year no matter what, or higher, depending where you're at. So this is going to affect you tremendously. You're not going to feel as good as you want to. The whole reason you get on testosterone replacement therapy is to replace the testosterone that you don't have. So you're going to replace it. It's going to go up to optimal levels. You're going to feel real good. And then what's going to happen is it's going to drop down if you quit. So that's the answer, right? If you want to feel good, you want optimal levels, right? You want to feel like you're younger, you're feeling the best you possibly can. You're going to stay on testosterone, for your life pretty much, right? Because, you got to come to those terms. But let's say there's something that happens financially or medically and you cannot take testosterone. There's a way to get off of it. And you're going to still come back down to your natural levels to where they were and start losing more after that. But, it is what it is. So that's the answer. Yes, it is a lifelong thing. No, you don't have to stay on it for lifelong. But there's certain things that you're going to have to deal with consequence-wise either way, right? Yeah. All right, so let's get to these subjects because I got to cut this short. We can't go the full hour today, maybe a little bit underneath. All right, so museum gave artist $84,000. He took the money and left the blank canvas tile. Take the money and run.
I love it. When I saw this, I was like, as soon as I saw this, I was like, this is going to be one of the topics.
Oh my God!
I mean, basically, it's as simple as what the caption and what the title is. The guy, he's a well-known artist. Yeah. He's done paintings for other people in the past. And people pay him to do paintings with usually his paintings have like a specific something behind them. Yeah. Like whether it's a cause or whether it's something like that. So basically they gave him $84,000. He was supposed to come up with a painting. Wow. And he basically just said, take the money.
Oh my God.
And it was a blank white canvas. Yeah. So now he was supposed to use that money to make the painting. Yeah. So now they're like fighting with him, saying that like you didn't use this money to make the painting because it's just a blank canvas. Right. You didn't do anything.
Right.
But at the same time, I love it. This is right up my alley. This is something I would do. Like if you're going to be dumb enough to give me $84,000 and don't give me any specific directions, I'll probably write $84K on a piece of paper and that's my painting.
This is something. This is tough. Yeah. Big shout out, Coach Liz Suda. What's going on out there? Shreds Locks. Everybody is joining us from Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube right now. We appreciate all you guys. So this is kind of crazy, right? So listen, the way that artists work are, you're supposed to give them a deposit of some sort, right? I probably wouldn't have gave the person the full amount of money that I was going to do. I probably would have given them half, and then at that point, when it's done after that, because you commission artists, especially when you start getting bigger, like Jason Skeldon, right? You commission Jason Skeldon, right? He's in demand right now. I remember when Jason Skeldon was doing paintings for $300, $400, $600. Now they're up to $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, right? It's a huge jump. Yeah. So, but there's so many people that commission him that, listen, at that point, like if you want something, you're going to pay him in advance. And that's what it is. He'll usually take a deposit. He won't ask for probably the full amount right away, but then he's going to ask for the other part when he delivers the painting. Yeah. So at that point, like, it's kind of like business-like where, hey, listen, you probably shouldn't have gave him all the money up front. Now professionalism comes into play here, where this museum obviously thought this guy was somebody with, professionalism and some sort of credentials behind him, gave him the money, and then at the professional you come through, right? Yeah. You don't just leave him high dry. I mean, there's probably going to be a lot of people that see this. They're going to learn from the mistake, and if they do any business with this artist, they're probably not going to give him the money up front, right? So it does some damage to your credibility too. It's not, you don't want to rob somebody, and this kind of feels like to me like you rip somebody off.
Yeah, it is kind of like a straight
It's like a rip-off, right?
The thing is, the only point, I mean, not the only, but one of the valid points I read in the article is when they said, we gave you $84,000 because that was money that was supposed to be used to produce this great painting. Like, it wasn't like his salary. It wasn't like they paid him. But then again, if you give an artist $84,000 to do a paint, was he going to spend $84,000 on paint and brushes?
No, but
so I mean, it kind of goes both ways.
I mean, they probably wanted a full thing, but like just like Jason, right? It probably, I don't know, Michael Vaughn. I seen him last night. It probably took him paint wise, probably $100 in painting, and then his time that goes into it. But then you got to make money off the product too. It's not just you're going to do it for cost either. Yeah. You can't make it. You can't make a business go like that. It just is what it is. That's basic capitalism principle. So that's what it is. So we'll see how this all turns out. The next one, R. Kelly, right, gets found guilty.
All counts.
Yeah, all counts, man. So he got sex trafficking, which, listen, I understand to a certain extent, right? He was having handlers go find him girls that were underage and doing bad things.
See, I think the parents had a lot to do with it too with these girls. A lot of these girls are underage, or they're like right on the, they're like 18 or 17 or right on the
Just
20.
like Aaliyah.
Just like how Aaliyah was, she
Yeah.
was 15 when going way back.
Yeah.
But the thing is like I feel like I feel like the parents know what's going on.
Yeah.
But they see like, okay, it's R. Kelly. He has money. He's
This
paying
guy's gonna
us.
make him a legend.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, oh, I think he might be messing with my daughter. Like this is
Yeah.
from a mom or dad's standpoint. I think he might be messing with my daughter, but oh, it's R. Kelly.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's even crazier. Like charge the parents if the kids are underage.
I do think that has a lot that the parents should be held responsible to a certain extent on this, because it wasn't like they didn't know kind of where their daughter was at. I don't know everything that was going behind this. I follow some of the trial and stuff like that. I don't know. Obviously, R. Kelly's been around for a long time. This guy was a superstar in music, superstar.
Yeah, I used to love his.
Everybody did, right? And then obviously some of these allegations start coming out, some of the things he's done. And this guy's been on trial multiple times. This isn't the first one. He was on trial for something like this, I don't know, not too long ago, and beat it. Where they brought, he was peeing on girls, he was doing all this stuff. There was sex tapes. Yeah. And I remember his brother or his cousin or whatever said it wasn't him, and then he said it was him on the tape when everybody said it was R. Kelly. But there's been a lot of things. Now, the sex trafficking, I could see, right? They also got him on charge of racketeering. I just don't, he's not a crime boss.
Yeah, racketeering.
Racketeering? Like, you're talking about a mobster now. Like, let's not even put R. Kelly in that. He's not in that light. I don't care what you guys say. He wasn't doing that. Now, pedophile, abuser, sex trafficking, I could definitely see some of these different things coming out against R. Kelly, but racketeering, I just don't know. And he's facing life in prison. Life in prison. It's crazy.
Looks like all those songs trapped in the closet look like R. Kelly's in one trapped in the closet now.
There will be no foreplay after this, for sure. I mean, it's just
no bump and grind.
No bump and grind.
Oh, there's gonna be bump and grind.
Yeah, there's gonna be bump and grind. Yeah, he might see him in the jail. Who knows? But yeah,
that's another thing too. They also said there was a guys too. They said he was messing with some of the boys.
They said he was messing with guys.
With some of the boys too, and he said that some of the boys used to have him call him daddy and stuff. It was weird. It's just a weird situation. Yeah.
And he's all in.
Weird situation.
It's just it's weird. It's weird.
It sucks because I love the music. So it's like if a song comes on, I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, oh, I think about what he. So it's my whole thing is like, okay, if a celebrity or an artist or singer, if all of a sudden they create a crime that like is like unspeakable, whether it's like rape or murder or something like that, do we still listen to their music? Because I didn't know R. Kelly personally. I just listened to the song and the melody and the tune and how it sounds. So my whole thing is this is like, okay, should I still listen to his music? Should I feel guilty? Even with Michael Jackson is kind of like the same thing. Michael Jackson had all these things with these kids saying that, he messed with them.
Sleeping over,
and then the new movie that came out, where all the kids are like our age now. Have you seen that? It is insane.
Really?
They're saying like exactly what happened. Like Michael Jackson used to make me do this and do this. Like and they're all like 35, 40, 45, older now. Because this was like when he was younger.
I know Corey Feldman was going through that, and he was a pretty big one. And then,
so the thing is like the other day, a Michael Jackson song came on. I used to love Michael Jackson's song came on. As soon as it came on, I'm like kind of bummed. And then I'm like, oh no.
Right? I mean, that's
it's like, damn. Like,
I'm right there. I'm
like, should I listen or should I not? Like,
I'm just, 12 play in itself for sure. I feel the same way about a Dru, but at this point, like if I do hear a song come on, and they don't play his stuff no more, so you probably won't hear it. But if it does come on, like I'm gonna probably turn it, right? Because I just think about it. I'm like, man, this guy was a hell of a musician, and at that
some
point,
of the lyrics, some of the lyrics are like,
starts making sense.
Sex me, bump and grind. I like the crotch on you. Like these are songs that's kind of like,
what were you talking about?
Feels like you're ready. That song feels like you're ready. He's messing with young girls. He got a song called Feels Like You're Ready. It's almost like
it's crazy.
We saw this coming up, but
it's
when you
right
have
there.
that much money, why do you want to mess with an underage girl? I don't get it. You could get any girl you want. You're a millionaire. You're all over the place. You can get any type of girl you want, whether they look a certain way or whether they have things. Yep. I don't understand why you would want to jeopardize all of it to mess with a girl that's underage.
I really don't understand that either.
Like, what is that?
It's just crazy. The one thing I've learned or seen since, I've been coming up, right? I've been coming up in the world to a certain extent financially. the more people that I deal with that have a lot of money, like crazy amount of money, and I'm not saying all of them, but there is a certain percentage where everything bores them, and they want to look for something that's gonna,
I know exactly,
new or something that's taboo, and that turns them on because it gives them a rush and like all kinds of crazy stuff, right? And I'm like, I don't care how high or how low I get, I'm still gonna stick to my morals, my principles, my ethics.
It makes sense though. They get bored. Like
they do.
Now that you say that, because people that I know that have money too, like it's
like I've already done.
Like,
this.
I'm gonna go with my wife. We're gonna get beat up by like a guy. What the hell? Like, what are you talking about?
Like we've done it. I've done it all to a certain extent over and over. I'm just so bored, and this is new, and this is. I'm like, I don't know, man. Just batshit weird. That's exactly what. That's a great term out there. Batshit weird.
Batshit. I've never heard that before.
It's they're batshit crazy. That's kind of what it is. At that point, or like I said, is this, it is what it is. That's why you see like a lot of kids that grow up with a lot of money, right, in their family, and they don't have to worry about anything. They think they're untouchable to a certain extent, or they do all these different things because everything's been given to them. Nothing's been earned. Nothing's at that point as no consequences what they've had to face, so it's just really crazy. All right, so let's do the next one. Massachusetts State Police troopers will resign over mandatory COVID vaccine mandate, union says.
Yeah, see, this is getting crazy.
This is happening everywhere too.
Yeah,
it's not just them.
Yeah, not just Massachusetts. I'm from Massachusetts, so that's the reason why it struck me. But this is, I don't know. It's getting bad because what's going to happen when they take the cops off the street? Now our streets aren't safe.
Yep.
So it's like this vaccine thing is getting like, I don't understand like why people are. Well, I do understand because I know the info behind it, but like they're either vaccine or not. Like this is going to be like the wall is like it's dividing. It's dividing. Like it's getting bad. So if you're going to have Massachusetts state troopers or any type of law enforcement resign, then now you're going to have to go out and find new law enforcement. The new law enforcement might not like that. So what's going to happen is they're going to start hiring unqualified or people that they normally wouldn't qualify.
Lower standards.
It's like you go into McDonald's now, and it's like it used to be like, okay, these people work at McDonald's. Now it's like, whoa, like
it's
they're
even
hiring
worse.
Anybody.
It's even worse.
Anybody. McDonald's is giving people new iPhones. They give you $100.
Yeah.
They give just to get a job.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen is all these people that normally wouldn't get hired because they wouldn't be able to go through the interview. Yeah. Now they're like, okay, you want to work here? It doesn't matter how you talk.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if you know how to deal with people.
It's true.
So what's going to happen when this happens with law enforcement? Now you have cops being hired that aren't really qualified or don't have the right character, whether they're racist or whether they're too aggressive or whatever the case may be. So it's not good, this whole vaccine thing. I know as a personal trainer, I know personal trainers now, even whether they're in the gym or whether privately, that their clients are saying, are you going to get vaccinated now? So now, even if you're a private personal trainer, now you have your clients saying, are you going to be vaccinated? So it's really like dividing, like it's really dividing everything. And the thing is I want to know what's going to happen in 10, 20 years from now with everyone who's getting vaccinated now. Like what's going to happen? Because there's no long-term studies with these vaccinations. Everything is so new. Yeah, so it's like, what's going to happen in 5 years from now when everyone that gets vaccinated all of a sudden gets a new terminally ill disease or something like that?
Yeah, I mean,
we're going to say, "I told you so."
We're going to lower the response. There's no liability in anybody. You can't sue the drug companies that made it. You can't sue the government that made it. So at that point, there's nobody that's going to be on the hook, right? The other thing with this is that this is just one state and one department of first responders that are dealing with this. Look at New York. New York, now they've had the mandate in for the vaccine. You've got nurses that are quitting at big rates, where it's such a big thing that they had to shut down like certain parts of the hospital in New York.
I mean, you got people that need help from the police. They're sick and they can't because.
So now they're going to bring in the National Guard to take over these nursing spots because they don't have enough employees. This is going to be something very, very serious. You have people out there that now they're quitting their jobs in big corporations and they're looking for companies that do not require a mandated vaccine. It's really crazy, I just don't. This is just getting out of control, guys, with this vaccine thing, and it's definitely dividing people. When you get a job, think about this. When you get a job, right, or you got a job before COVID, did they ask for your polio vaccine papers?
Did they ask for your immunization shots from like 20, 30 years ago?
They don't ask for any of this, right? Because it's against the law. I can't even ask somebody, hey, how many kids do you have? I can't ask somebody in a job interview, hey, do you have a car to drive to work? Like, this is illegal. Like, it's illegal to do.
I didn't know those were illegal.
It's illegal to do. Like, I can't ask your age. I mean, no, I can't ask you any of this information because it's discriminating, okay? It's discriminating. So, we're bending some of these rules for a COVID vaccine mandate, which is it's crazy to do. There's no studies on people that have already got COVID who still have antibodies with COVID. Even like Sharice, she tested her blood. She caught COVID in June of 2020. She still has the antibodies. I cannot believe it. This is just it's crazy to say, man. But
I want to know if anybody who's been vaccinated has started to feel funny or has had signs or had to go back in the hospital. I want to know that because when the vaccination first came out, there was a few stories or people in the news.
Yeah.
But I want to know, not everyone, but a lot of people are scared with the vaccination. They don't believe in it. They think that's poison.
Yeah.
I want to know the people out there that have felt differently in a negative way from it. What are their feelings?
Well, I mean, even Cardi B, right? So she's gotten slammed just recently because she didn't go to the Met Gala because everybody at the Met Gala had to be vaccinated. And she's not vaccinated, obviously. And the reason was because she said one of her cousins, after they got the vaccine, had a problem with their sperm and stuff afterwards.
Yeah, see?
And then we know that COVID patients, because we've seen here, and Sharice is like a prime example of that, where after she caught COVID, basically it shut down her LH and her FSH, which are follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. And this runs all your different things, especially testosterone levels. And at that point, she's had to go on hormone replacement therapy herself for that, and she never had to. And, Cardi B said something about this, and she got suspended from Twitter. Suspended from Twitter because she said this. And she kind of went against it. And listen,
what was so bad that what she said?
Because it's disinformation, misinformation.
Oh my.
YouTube just went on to say that they're suspending anybody's videos or accounts that have any sort of vaccine misinformation, and there's no definition of what that is. So that could be anything.
So
about
if they don't like
it,
suspend.
They don't like it, you're off. That's censorship right there. So, we're coming into this thing, and listen, Cardi B was a huge Biden supporter. She did a little interview with him before he got elected, and the whole nine. And now it's just totally it's whipped around, guys.
Yeah.
It's whipped around. So we're starting to see some of these different things that are just really ridiculous. A lot of censorship out there, and it's going against our rights as Americans. I won't go about it anymore because I don't want us to get suspended or anything like that.
Yeah.
Austrian, I'll look at my DMs. What's going on? All right, so vaccine. So people that aren't getting the vaccine are called purebloods. That's what they're starting to call people now. Sound like vampire. Yeah, that's a new term now. 100%. So
got some pure bloods in the NBA too.
That's right. So next thing, NBA issuing big threat to unvaccinated players. You got a lot of NBA players that do not want to get vaccinated. Kyrie is one of them, right? And this guy
looks old right there, right?
He's a pretty big star, yeah.
He's getting old.
For sure.
Shout out to Kyrie.
Kyrie. There's a lot of different ones out there in the NBA. So what the NBA said is, listen, you catch COVID and you miss games, you're not getting paid for those games.
Oh, come on.
Right?
Now it's getting
crazy. Now you're talking about their livelihood now. You're forcing them to get vaccinated. You're not saying you have to get this, but you know what? If you get it and you're totally going to be slammed financially.
Yeah, we're not saying you have to get one. Take your license, take your job, take your money, take your car, come on.
Yep. It's crazy. it's definitely crazy, and especially where Kyrie's at in Brooklyn. You're talking about New York now. You have to have a vaccine passport to go into any game, gym, restaurant, anything like that. So
I wonder how many people are moving out of New York.
A lot.
To
so listen, I know some people that just went to New York recently. Say, hey, it's like, are you vaccinated? Like that. And how was it there? No, man, we got the fake vaccination cards in this game. I'm like, dude, that's scary too because they've been arresting people for Hawaii. They've been doing that too. So you got to watch out because you're talking about federal documents. That's how they're going to charge you with. And at that point, that carries some time possibly, or it could be on your record. So just watch out what you guys are doing. Make sure you guys are making smart decisions. Everything is traceable nowadays. Everything's
don't go
trackable.
to the airport with a fake vaccination thing.
Don't do that.
It's only a matter of time before
don't do that.
People going to jail, getting arrested for that.
And
big trouble for that.
If you are using one, don't tell anybody. It just takes one person, for you to get in trouble big time.
But they shouldn't be able to look it up, though. Is there can't they look it up?
There is.
There should be like a barcode. So as soon as you beep, and it says green or red, like you're good.
There is, but there's ways to fake this.
Yeah.
Just like anything else, they can make copies of it and stuff like that. I mean, we see it with all kind of medications.
Yeah.
Think about all the fake
all the fake amino stuff.
Yeah. That's another thing
blend,
too.
Carnitine 1000. Like, come on.
Oh my God, that's a whole nother subject for sure. So
we need 2 hours.
Yeah, for sure. So that's pretty much the show for you guys. James Andel, what's going on? Thank you guys for all joining us. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all the other ones.
6 days to Olympia.
6 days to Olympia.
Time to start carbing up now.
Carb up now, right?
Carb up.
At that point, listen, we're gonna have Titan Lifestyle with Big Dru Friday at the Olympia. Right, so that's going to be awesome. We'll probably do some behind the scenes on Thursday. We're all going to be down there. So, you know what? We'll tune in, let you guys see a preview of the booth before the whole expo starts and all that. And really appreciate it.
Also, guys, I want to give a shout out to all the listeners and all the callers, all the people that always tune in. I see a lot of regulars on here. Like Coke Squad and Lauren and Fit Ass Haynes and all those people. It's good that you guys are on here. If you guys ever are interested or want us to talk about a topic, shoot me a DM, shoot titanmedical a DM, or if you have John's Instagram, shoot him a DM, and give us some topics. That way we can go over those with you guys. We usually pick our own topics for the week, but it's good if you guys give us something that you guys want us to talk about.
Yeah. You guys
I'm not saying I'm definitely going to talk about it. I mean, if it's something crazy, obviously I'm not going to bring it up.
Right.
But we want to give you guys, what you want.
For sure.
Shoot us some topics.
For sure. So, Lauren, this is a good question. So, he asked about MK677. It says, how does it make you hungry? Physiological, or does it speed up your metabolism? So, the answer to that is it stimulates your G-relin. That's your hunger hormone. And that's how it makes you hungry. So, that's what it is. And all these different things, raise IGF-1 levels. It's going to help with boosting metabolism and such like that down the road, too, as well. That's why you can eat a whole bunch and not look fat afterwards or too fat. I guess,
when I take MK, just like I've said before, when I take MK677, I'll eat a lot of food. I mean, I'll sit there and eat a whole bunch of food.
Oh yeah.
But I don't have the crazy distended stomach. It's weird.
That's true.
My body's weird. As soon as I eat, my abs are sticking out.
Yeah.
So people it looks like I have an insulin stomach.
Yeah.
And I've never taken insulin, but it's looks like I've the
extended.
And then as soon as I use the bathroom, it's boom, goes away.
Yeah.
But with MK677, I'll eat a huge meal, and it's where is this food going? My stomach will actually growl on MK677. I forgot what stomach growling is because, once I got into bodybuilding, we don't really go past the 2-hour mark to let your stomach get to growling. But with MK677, a huge meal, my stomach's growling. It's not distended. It's almost like the food's disappearing.
Yep. Getting utilized.
Really good. Utilize it.
All right, so Olympia next week. Join us. We'll be down there all weekend, starting Thursday. So follow us on our social medias. We're gonna have all kinds of crazy content for you guys.
As soon as you guys go through the doors, look to the left.
Yep.
Booth 404.
That's right. Next thing is October 13th, Tampa International Airport Annual Employee Health and Wellness Event. Everybody's got to be vaccinated for that one too. So we'll see how that goes. October 23rd, Tim Gardner's NBC Hurricane Bay. It's going to be an awesome show. Can't wait. Big shout out to Tim Gardner and Tim Gardner Productions. We'll be there in full effect, giving away tons of giveaways. Titan will be there in full effect as always, and we'll be there too. November 13th, Couture 11th Annual Collectors Gala. This is going to be a hell of an event. 007 themed. I can't wait. This is one of my best themes ever. I was waiting for this, so really excited. Donna Crowley, big shout out to her and her putting on the events. It's for a great charity too. Autism Speaks. Every year we do that charity for Cars and Couture, so all the money will be benefiting them. It's awesome. November 20th, Tim Gardner's NBC Atlantic Coast. We'll be there full effect down in South Florida, and that's going to be a new one for us, so I can't wait to see how it goes.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Tim Gardner's shows are always good.
Yeah.
Again, it's our first time being there, so
yeah,
it's going to be a good show. It's a pro show, too. So
yeah, so it should be good. It definitely should be good. All right, guys, so that's it. I appreciate you guys joining us. Make sure you guys are keeping it locked to our social medias, Facebook, Instagram. Please hit the like button or hit the follow button. Please share this with your people. Tag some people in it. If you guys are on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Hit the all notification bell so you guys get all the great content that we have.
That's it, guys. And also make sure you guys check out the podcast. If you have an iPhone, just hit the podcast icon, type in Titan Lifestyle, or if you have an Android, just go to Google, type in Titan Lifestyle. You can listen to all of our shows.
Yep.
You can listen to all the past ones.
Yeah.
If you have any questions that needs to be answered, it's always good to go back on the podcast. Chances are we've talked about it somewhere. We've done over 100 shows now. So
Absolutely.
100 shows.
Bam!
Over 100
Woo!
shows. We'll see you guys next week. I'm John with John.
He's
I'm
Drew.
I'm
John.
I'm Drew. He's John. We'll see you next week. Tight.